Guys, how's it going? It's Corey and Preston here again. We're ready to break down this three-game boom slate. Yesterday's was pretty awesome. We were really high on the Jazz, and they did exceptionally well. How you feeling about today's slate?
Yeah, I like the slate a lot. It'll be a fun one. We got three fun games tonight, and got Philly and Golden State both with opportunities to close out this series with a win tonight. So it'll be some fun games, and then this first game of the slate should be a close one. I think we got a bunch of nice plays we like, and the boom slate should be pretty fun.
For sure. And let's just get right into it with most points in the Milwaukee Boston game with Giannis, Chris Middleton, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum. What do you like here?
Yeah, so something to consider tonight for this game is going to be the return of Marcus Smart. He should be back tonight, and he doesn't look to have any minutes restrictions, so we should see him playing 25 minutes or so. So that for DFS and for these categories and really just everything gives a slight bump to all the or a hit to all the Boston guys. So as you can see down there at the bottom, Brown and Tatum you may dock a few points from them. With that news and them getting a few less minutes, I think Antetokounmpo is probably my favorite play here. He's been scoring big for them. He's he's averaged a little over 30 points in all three games, aside from the blowout. I've kind of been disregarding that because it was a 24-point game. But he's just scoring the ball big. Middleton's been playing well too. But I think straight up I'm going on Antetokounmpo here.
Yeah, I kind of think it's in this game five that it's important to pick up a superstar here, and we really just have one of them. And he's at 35, 30, 27 points in this series. I don't see why he doesn't do that again. The usage is there. The shots are certainly there. He's had 20 and 21. I really like the pick there. Don't think there's any reason to go Tatum and Brown, especially like Preston said, with Marcus Smart coming back. So we'll just jump to rebounds where we have Giannis again, Al Horford, Aaron Baines, and Jabari Parker. Do you like Giannis again here?
Yeah, for me, I think he's been playing super well, like I said, and none of these other three guys are big rebound guys. Horford and Baines are both centers, but neither of them get double-digit rebounds very often, and Antetokounmpo can go get a double-double fairly easily here. He's probably my pick straight up out of these four guys as well.
Yeah, I think it's the most optimal. Really just like the superstar upside here. Baines and Parker, like their value, but we don't really care about points per dollar here. We care about just rebounds. And for boom. So that just leaves Giannis with, probably a 10 rebound floor maybe.
Yeah,
Might even so.
Like
it's pretty high. For assists, we got Rozier, Giannis again, Eric Bledsoe, and Al Horford. Is Giannis gonna get the hat trick here or no?
Yeah, this one's interesting. All these guys are very closely projected for assists, and it's one of the reasons why I'm just so all in on Giannis for both the first two categories. I think if you wanted to multi-enter, this would definitely be the category to do so. I think Antetokounmpo has the best chance to take points and rebounds for sure. But really, all these guys they average very closely, and that we project them very closely. I think with Marcus Smart back, you got to take a few assists away from Rozier, but in the first four games, I think he's had 3 of 8 or more assists. So he's been handling the ball a lot, and he has very good court vision, and he's racking up the assists. So I think if I had to choose one optimal play, I'd probably take Rozier. Even though we probably won't see 8 or 9 assists, I can still see 6 or 7 from him. Bledsoe just hasn't been playing very well, and his assists are around 4 or 5. And Horford's kind of the same in the assist category. So I think if I were to multi-enter, I'd go 2 or 3 shares of Rozier, and then maybe 2 of Antetokounmpo and one of the other guys, or you can just go 3 and 2 of those top 2 guys. But yeah, if I choose one optimal guy, I'd probably go Rozier here, but Antetokounmpo is definitely in the mix.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rozier is going to be both your safe and optimal play. Giannis probably going to hover between 4 and 6, I'd assume. even with Smart back, I mean, Rozier's just going to have the ball in his hands a lot more. Bledsoe never really sees more than 5 at his max. Al Horford hasn't really been assisting too much recently either, especially without Kyrie. And Rozier doing a lot more ball handling than he did during the year. So I do agree. I think Rozier is going to be your top play, with Giannis as a close second probably. And speaking of Giannis, as we've talked about a lot, we have him for points. I said he's hit 30. He's been around 27 and 30 for 3 of these games this series. Do you think he'll be in that same range?
Yeah, this is a really big game for both teams, being game 5 with the series split 2-2. I think he's their best player, and he's gonna have to come up big tonight. I'd be looking maybe 26, 27 as the average there. Maybe even go like 25 to 29 or something like that. I think he definitely has 30, 35 point upside for sure. But Boston's much better, or not much better, but they're better defensively at home, and I think look, projecting him for upper 20s, maybe low 30s, is probably the prediction I would go with here.
Yeah, I think I like him anywhere from 25 to 30. I just
Yep.
think he's going to keep getting that shot volume of around, 18 to 20 shots. And this game's a big one for Milwaukee. If they can somehow steal this and go home up 3-2, that'd be huge.
Yep.
So I think I wouldn't put him over 30, but I wouldn't put him under probably like 24-ish for there. We'll jump to the Heat Sixers game and what could be a closeout game for the Sixers, where we have the most points between Embiid, Goran Dragic, Ben Simmons, and Dwayne Wade. What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I really like Embiid tonight. He plays better at home, and I was reading an article earlier today that he was saying in an interview that he loves playing at home, loves feeding off the crowd. Philly's really good defensively, and they're a great, efficient offensive team. Simmons isn't really a scorer. He'll contribute in all categories. But Embiid is definitely the scorer on that team. Wade has the upside, like we saw a few games ago, but I really don't think that he just blows up. I think Philly will keep him in check. They know he's one of their better scorers. And then Dragic, he's not a prolific scorer either. He'll contribute in a few categories, but Embiid's my guy tonight. I love him for DFS, for everything really, and he's my optimal points play here.
Yeah, I think I'm all Embiid too. I see Dragic anywhere between 17 to 20 probably in that area. Ben Simmons probably in the mid to low teens. Dwayne Wade just too unpredictable. You got Embiid at home, who's just going to ball out in a potential closeout game, first ever playoff series win for them. I just think there's too much to like. You got him again for rebounds. Son Whiteside, Ilyasova, and Justice Winslow. Are we sticking Embiid here too?
Yeah, this one's close between Embiid and Whiteside. I think Winslow, he really has no merit to be played here, and then Ilyasova with Embiid back, we really don't need to consider him. I like Embiid and Whiteside a lot tonight. I could see them going for very similar rebounds. I think Whiteside in his last game, they finally played him 25, 26 minutes, and he came up with 13 rebounds. So I think he definitely has rebound upside. He's a great player. It's just he doesn't always seem the most motivated. I think with Embiid looking to get over 30 minutes and Whiteside looking between 23 to 25 or so, we can probably take Embiid as an optimal play here, but I wouldn't be opposed to going kind of 3 shares of Embiid and 2 of Whiteside here.
Yeah, I kind of like that we know what we're going to get from Embiid minutes wise and pretty much
Yep.
production wise. While we don't know what we get from Whiteside, we might get a temper tantrum and he could get 3 fouls
Mm-hmm.
in 6 minutes and it's Spoelstra might bench him for the rest of the game. You really never know which way he's going to go with his decision making. And, you can really rule out Ilyasova and Justice Winslow, which for also correlation reasons, I kind of like Embiid here. Just don't want to take that risk on Whiteside unless you're taking a single bullet and you're feeling really bold. But yeah, I like Embiid there. And for most assists, we'll have Goran Dragic, James Johnson, Robert Covington, and JJ Redick. Does anything pop out to you?
Yeah, we really like Dragic tonight. He's our must-have at DFI. He's a solid play. He's been very consistent, and he's the only point guard of these four guys, and he'll have the ball in his hands pretty often. He's probably my pick here. The other guys, just Covington and Redick, don't average as many assists per game, and James Johnson doesn't have a very high upside. Where Dragic can get 8 or 9 on any given night. He's really my pick here. There's not a whole lot to it. Being the only point guard, he's my guy here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. James Johnson's been averaging about like 5 this series, and he's been very consistent with that. But what you really need is you need upside, and I don't think James Johnson has that upside that Dragic has. So while a lot of people might be like turned to like James Johnson averaging more, like even because Dragic's had like a 3 and a 4 game in the assist category, I think it makes a lot of sense to go Dragic here in a winner go home game where he'll have the ball a ton. And then lastly, we actually have Joel Embiid. We had to determine his points. Both you and I like him to score a lot tonight. What are you thinking? Somewhere in the mid-20s?
Yeah, I'm thinking looking at lower to mid 20s. I think going 23, 24 projection is where I'm at. He had 23 points and 7 rebounds in the his first game of the series in game 3, and had 14 and 12 last game, but he shot the ball very, very poorly. Relied more on free throws than shooting from the field. I think being at home, he'll be re-energized and he'll get his shooting touch back. I think going low to mid 20s is probably the move here for me.
Yeah, I'm in the exact same boat as Preston there. I think it's safe. I think it's optimal. I think there's really no way he doesn't get there tonight. And the last game we have on our slate will be Game 5 of the Warriors-Spurs, where we have Rudy Gay, Patty Mills, Draymond Green, and Sean Livingston for points. Kind of an ugly category here, but is there anyone you really like?
Yeah, this one's not the greatest. We have four guys who don't score the ball a ton, so it'll be an interesting one. Um, yeah, sometimes I would look at kind of 3-point shooters here to just get upside, but really none of these guys have massive upside tonight. I like Rudy Gay a good amount. He's been playing a lot more often, and he has been scoring the ball at a better clip with kind of the Spurs needing scoring versus this very powerful Golden State team. Um, Livingston really doesn't play a whole lot of minutes. He's looking at like right around 20, maybe a few less than 20, and he doesn't score the ball a ton. Mills may have the upside here, but I think if I'm going one optimal play, it's probably Rudy Gay. He's kind of been the second option behind LaMarcus Aldridge with Kawhi out, and yeah, he's probably my favorite out of these four tonight.
Yeah, like I said, pretty ugly category. Decently tough to predict as well.
Yeah.
I think we're just stick with upside, which Rudy Gay really has. Patty Mills could nail a few threes, which could be enough to do it in this category. But Rudy Gay's been getting a lot of minutes. They need scoring. They're down 3-1. Kyle Anderson really won't give them that. So we do expect Rudy Gay to stay on the court a good bit. So I do think he's my favorite play there as well. In the rebound category, we have Durant, Draymond Green, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Rudy Gay again. Also, a pretty tough category. Every time we get this game, it's pretty challenging. It changes every time. Do you have a favorite pick here or someone that might surprise you?
Yeah, this one's tough. These are likely going to be the four highest rebounding guys in the game. Kevin Durant and Draymond Green are kind of the focal pieces of the offense with Clay being in there for scoring. But they get probably the most rebounds on the team, and then Aldridge is the Spurs' best player, and Rudy Gay's up there too with the Spurs. He's probably the one I'd eliminate for rebounds, just
Yeah.
considering the firepower of the other three guys. But yeah, this one's very tough. I think you could definitely multi-enter here. But yeah, Aldridge has had 12, 10, and 10 in his last 3 games. He played very, very poorly in the first game and only had 2 rebounds. I think he may be the guy I go with here. Draymond Green has triple-double upside every night, but I don't think he has as good of a chance to get double-digit rebounds as Aldridge. And then Durant is more he's going to be the leading scorer of the game very likely, and I think he'll focus more on scoring than he will rebounds and assists. So I think probably if I chose one guy, it'd be Aldridge here, but I could definitely see Durant or Draymond Green taking this category. So if you wanted to multi-enter with those three, you could, but for one single play, I'd go with Aldridge.
Yeah, this one is really tough. Like Aldridge is pretty, he's always hovers around 10, except for that one terrible game, like you mentioned. Kevin Durant, I mean, he hit 13 last game. So you do have the upside there. We've seen it. I think Golden State closes this one out. I think it might be a little close in the first half, but it gets relatively easy come second half. So it kind of makes me want to limit my exposure to Aldridge a little bit just for that reason. So I'm going Durant here probably. Don't know what I'll see from Draymond Green. Maybe 5 fouls in the first half. Maybe he goes off. But I think Durant is probably going to be my play there. For most assists, we have an even crazier group of guys with Andre Iguodala, Patty Mills, Klay Thompson, and Murray. You kind of close your eyes and pick one here, or can you actually use some research?
Yeah, this one's tough. You can look at the assists per game down there at the bottom, and Iguodala is the leading assist guy with 3.3 on the season. For me, I'd probably rule out Clay and Murray. We really all series long have been really down on Murray. He doesn't fit the style of play that San Antonio needs to beat this Golden State team. Mills has been getting a lot more minutes, like 10 minutes per game more or so. And Clay is just a spot up shooter. He'll get your points for you, but he's not a big assist guy. I think I'm looking at mainly Iguodala and Mills here. Like we've said before, talking about assists though, it's tough when you get guys that average so little assists per game, because the guy that gets 4 instead of 3 or 3 instead of 2 could win it. So there's not a great deal of research that can be done here. I think if we're going with the fact that we think Golden State scores more and ultimately wins, we could take Iguodala here. I have Iguodala and Mills very closely projected, but so we can maybe split shares between the two. But I think Iguodala is probably the guy with Curry out. He's been handling the ball fairly often, and he's just been a pivotal playing big minutes for Golden State as well. So this one's tough though.
I think what I'm going to do here is go up to a stranger and ask them to pick one for me. I got I don't have anything research-wise to say this player is going to get more assists than the other one. There's just nothing there for me. Analytics thrown out the window. You really just can't confidently do that. They all might get 2. They all might get 1. One guy might randomly get 6. I mean, your pet can pick for you if you'd like there.
Yep.
And lastly, we have Durant for points in our final category. I'm throwing a single bullet here, and I'm throwing 31 out there. Tonight's the night Durant goes off and sets the tone for the rest of the playoffs. Curry might be coming back. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that number. I was looking right around 30 or so. He's been big time the last few games. He's had 32, 26, and 34 the last 3 games. So, yeah, he's been scoring the ball very, very well, and I think I'd go probably 30. But, yeah, 30, 31, right around there works for me for sure. He's gonna have to score a lot for this team to win, and I think they take it with him being the lead dog.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't put him any lower than probably 27. I think that's fair.
Yep.
And the upside of 35 probably. But that'll be it for today's NBA playoff slate. We'll have more for you tomorrow like we always do, but good luck today, and we'll see you tomorrow.